had been in England for so long and I was just fed up, is the truth. It's a miserable place to live. You get used to system and structures when you live in Western countries. Everything runs on time. Everyone is on time. You make appointments. You have deadlines. Like things happen when they're supposed to happen. That never happens here. It's like starting a race with a head start. I have my access to my father's network, to his capital, to different education opportunities. But I still have to do the work.
Yeah.
I still have to show up. I still have to put in the time and the effort. I think generational wealth is helpful because it does give your kids a head start.
Hi guys, my name is Janita Maya. Welcome to Kenganda. On today's episode, we are talking about relocating to Uganda and generational wealth. Hello.
Hi, Janita.
Hi. Introduce yourself to our viewers.
Sure. My name is Bitature, and I am the Chief of Staff of Simba Group of Companies and the founder of Musana Carts and HER, the Working Women's Platform.
Yeah, I know you're rushing through that, but we want to know the projects you're on. Like, what is Musana Carts? Because I'm sure not everyone knows what Musana means and what is HER. Could you explain to us?
Sure. So Musana Carts is something I started 7 years ago now. We invented solar-powered street vending carts. So we found vendors, Rolex vendors.
Yes.
We all love Rolex.
Yeah.
And we sort of talked to them about their needs and challenges. And then we worked with them to create these carts so that they have better hygiene, better marketing, better branding. And we also teach them financial literacy. We teach them hygiene and sanitation and also like marketing and customer service.
Oh, lovely. And then the HER?
So HER is something that sort of just grew organically from lots of women like sending me DMs, asking me questions about business and career development. And it started as a WhatsApp group and now it's a Facebook group and there's 4,000 women. So it's a mentorship platform and I provide a lot of content, but I also bring experts. We have events, we share opportunities, scholarships. Yeah. The ladies advertise their businesses, they share their challenges, we have discussions. Yeah. So it's a really nice resource.
Amazing. I'm going to sign up for that one. And then can the men join?
No.
Oh my days. You can tell your sisters and any female around you to
recommend women to join.
Yeah,
We're
definitely.
very happy to have them.
Now, we all know the infamous Project 500, the infamous story where you went to Uganda and you stayed there for a while and that shocked everyone. Could you tell us about that?
I didn't know it shocked everyone.
It did. I was like, oh, she actually went, she committed to that.
I'm such like a field person. Like I don't like to sit in the office and just hear what's going on. I like to like be in the ground and like know what's happening. My dad is the same. So we started this initiative called Project 500K because my dad wants to empower 500,000 youth in Uganda through knowledge and support. So I moved to Uganda for about 6 months with the whole team. And we started a training program where we were doing 21st century skills, things like teamwork, strategy, budgeting, investing, to bring like new information to the young people there so that they have like a push. And so we'd have workshops, we'd have radio, like interviews and experts. Every day you'd get an inspirational quote texted to you. And we trained 5,000 youth. In these different kinds of skills.
Perfect. Now, for a viewer who doesn't know who you are, could you give us like your education background? Because there's a doctor in there somewhere, and I'm sure many people are wondering if you're some medical doctor.
Oh my God, I get that. It's so funny. People send me like medical questions on Instagram. I'm like, I'm so sorry, I'm not a doctor. Please go to like a clinic. So I did my undergrad in Keele University in England in education and business. I wanted to do both. This was the compromise I found with my parents because I wanted to be a teacher and they wanted me to be a lawyer and we couldn't agree. So I agreed to do business and education. And I really loved it. And when I moved back to Uganda the first time, I started my own business. But I realized that there was a gap. I feel like business just to make money was not making sense for me when we have so many challenges here. And I've grown up in a business family, so I've been working since I was a teenager. So I understood the ins and outs of business. So I went back and did my master's in San Francisco in Social Entrepreneurship. So business which has a triple bottom line. You're not only making a profit, but you're benefiting the people and the planet. So you're not doing harm and that you're making sure that you're empowering and uplifting and having an impact. Perfect. So I really loved that. And that's where Musana Carts grew. And so after that, few years ago with Musana Carts running and HER running, my alumna, Keele University in the UK, invited me and gave me an honorary doctorate in innovation. And I was like, oh my God. I actually called them and I was like, I think someone has hacked you. I got this email and the woman's like, that's not a mistake. And I was really, really honored. And it was a really amazing ceremony. I got to go with my parents and my brothers. And I was the youngest person that they've ever given an honorary doctorate, and they named a building after me at the business school.
Mic drop.
It was very cool.
Yeah.
Kind of like a surreal moment, but it really helps with like credibility. I feel like I had been on the Forbes 30 under 30 list, and then with that, it really opens doors, it opens your network, and it gives you like credibility. So I can do so much more now in uplifting women, in opening doors for women, and bringing up opportunities, and in sharing and teaching.
Yeah, that's nice. I feel like I was touched. I was moved by that. Now, you talked about moving back to Uganda. What made you move back? Because most times people want to leave this country, and then once they leave, it's like, I'm dead to this country. I'll not look back. But you decided, you went, and then you came back. Okay. Why?
So I've moved back twice. I will admit.
Yeah.
The first time after my undergrad, I had been in England for so long, and I was just fed up, is the truth. It's a miserable place to live. Every country has ups and downs.
Yeah.
And I was used to going up and down from England since I was a kid. So it's like my second home, and I love it. But there's so much more to do in Uganda. And because in Uganda, I was always here on holiday, I would have fun and I would work, and it was so different. In England, I was always just in school. Yeah. So by the time I graduated, I'm like, okay, I'm ready for the world. I'm ready for life. I had all this excitement. And most of my friends who had been to like international schools here or there, who are Ugandan, were also moving back. So it was such a fun time. For like the first year, we all hated our jobs, and we always hung out every weekend. And we'd have so much fun and like cry about our problems. But we learned so much. We met so many people. And after 2-3 years, I was getting burnt out. Like, it's so much partying in Kampala. Like, you just go from 0 to 100 to adjust to that.
Real quick.
Yeah. And then starting my own businesses and working in my family business, it was so much. And that's when I discovered I wanted to do social entrepreneurship. But now when I was going back, I said, I'm not coming back. I've seen the problems, the struggles, chasing people for money, start fighting with your staff. It was so hard. So I gave away all my things. I gave away all my clothes. My parents were like, you're mad. You're still going to come on holiday. I was like, I'll come with my things. I wanted to get a job in Ghana. I wanted to work for an NGO or start a social business or work in a social business.
Yeah.
So when I moved back to America, that was the idea I had. So that's when I started doing all these career development courses and classes, and I'd go for like workshops and conferences because I really wanted to apply for a job in Africa and learn the rest of Africa that's not Uganda.
Yeah.
And then we started Musana Carts
while
I was at school. So we started it as part of our student competition, and we started coming up and down to Uganda for research. And my school loved it, and we kept moving forward in the competition.
Yeah.
And it got to a point where Musana had grown bigger than like even us doing the degrees.
Yeah.
There was all this pressure, and everyone was excited. We had raised money, crowdfunding. So now I was like, I have to go back to Uganda. And my co-founder, who was French, she really wanted to move to Uganda. She's like, I'm going with or without you. I was like, okay, let's do it. Let's go back and dive back in and try again. And I was upset to move back the second time. But it really worked out because it was so different. And this time I had like better understanding and expectations. I wasn't as frustrated. I knew what I needed to do and how to handle people better. So I felt more comfortable. So the second time was better.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice. When people relocate, they sort of have like a culture shock. I know you're Ugandan and you've been coming here, but your years spent abroad must have changed something in you. What was the one thing that shocked you the most when you got back? Like, you're like,
I'm even embarrassed. The one thing I tell people before they move back, I'm like, buy all your toiletries. Buy your face wash, buy your face wipes, buy your this. Like, you don't want to be looking for boots in Kampala. Because you'll get stuff here, but it's so much more expensive. You know, it's like £3 and they're charging you like 150K. I'm like, come on. Yeah. But you're stuck. And stuff like your face stuff, like you don't want to switch. You don't want to be trying out different skin. Things run out here. It was so stressful for me. So the first time I didn't know that. And we were all like struggling and stressed, and we're like downtown, or you're in this mall. I found this one here. Should I buy it for you? Like we were all struggling. So now whenever I travel, I will always like buy certain things so that I don't run out. And I have a cupboard at home of like things I can't afford to run out of. There's like a spare one, like
better
Fenty or like face wipes.
Better safe than sorry.
Yeah, that was the hardest part.
Which is understandable, but these are big issues because like if you don't have your stuff, then you're not going to be happy.
That's the stuff that you get used to. Is the problem. It's your body adjusts, like your skin adjusts, you get used to the heat, your stomach adjusts. Like so like there's so many different things. But I think now that I'm used to it, I know how to manage.
Now, to the viewer watching who would like to relocate to Uganda, what are your top 3 tips? Like, if you have this, you'll survive.
First is toiletries. Like, don't play. There's better stuff now. I moved back 7 years ago. So the market was not there. Now we have all the women of Instagram.
Yeah. Skincare.
You can just WhatsApp them. You can send them a DM. I need this. Do you have this? Yeah, I'll send it on a border. Like, it has changed.
Yeah.
But I think you need to be flexible. That's another thing I really struggled with. Like, you get used to system and structures when you live in Western countries. Everything runs on time. Everyone is on time. You make appointments. You have deadlines. Like, things happen when they're supposed to happen. That never happens here. Ever. I still struggle. I think everyone who I work with thinks I'm mad. Like, this girl is so uptight.
Yeah.
I want this. I need this. Put it in writing. Have these. I need the bullet points, the KPIs. Like, I want things organized. Yeah. But for me, it's the only way I can do so many different things. I have to be organized. But I think here we have such a chill attitude.
Yeah.
It's nice that no one's ever in a rush. You never see people like running for a meeting or like eating as they work because, you know, they're stressed about the next meeting. Everyone's like, you'll reach, you'll go. Like, it's okay. And it can be frustrating. When people are not even stressed that you're stressed, you're just even more angry. So I think that's the hardest thing to adjust to. Yeah. And what's funny is like when I have a friend who moved from Uganda to America with his whole family. Yeah. And like the parents did not want, like his mom didn't want to move, but the dad's work moved them. Yeah. And when I visited them in America, she's like, you know, I miss my friends. I miss the relaxing, like slow lifestyle. Yeah. But here, when they tell you you're getting paid on this day at this time, the money comes. You don't have to call anyone. You don't have to beg. You don't have to go to their office. It just arrives in your bank account.
Just like that.
And I was like, auntie, these are different systems. So I think that flexibility is like one of the biggest things. It's so much fun and there's so much opportunity. And it's so much easier to start something and build it and see it grow. Yeah. Because there's just so much opportunity. Our population is huge. Yeah. In every single sector, whatever you want to do, there are people you can find. There are customers, there's a network, there's mentors. Like, it's so much easier, but it takes a lot of flexibility, understanding. If you get one thing done in a day, you know, be proud of yourself. Yes. You can't schedule 7 things and think you're going to get everything done if they involve other people. It's just not possible.
You'll be shocked.
Because everyone is on their own timeline. No one thinks like your deadline is important. So you just have to manage what you can. But on the other side, you also need to be disciplined. Because it's easy to become like that. Oh. And you also become slow, and then you take 3 months to do something that in another country would have taken you 2 weeks.
African time.
Yeah, African time grows on you as well. I know my hands are not clean on this one.
Yeah.
I'm always late for things. Yeah. But I try to keep my productivity up. Like I really track all my goals, all the things that I do, my to-do list every week, every day, every month. I'm like, what did I get done? Yeah. Because it's so easy to, I went to this one's house, then I slept in, then I had lunch for 4 hours, then I went to a party, then there was this thing, then this guy just said, come and we do it. Like there's always distractions. There's always people who have too much time. Yes. And it's easy, you know, in other countries, when you want to see someone for dinner, you have to plan like 3 weeks in advance. Yeah. We'll have an appointment at a restaurant at this time. At this time, I'll see you. You'll commute, like we all organize it. Here, within 5 minutes, you can find someone to hang out with. Yeah. Monday to Sunday. Oh, let's go chill. Oh, let's go there. Yeah. So you have to have your own like structure and your system, or the tide of Kampala life will take you.
Yes, that's very true. You have to be careful. Now, thank you so much. Now, speaking of generational wealth, you work for, you said Simba Group. Okay, for the people who don't know, just break it down.
So Simba Group is my family business. Yes. About 29 years old. Yeah. Well, a bit older than me if you think about it. But my parents started this when I was very young. And we focused mainly in telecom, hospitality, energy, and real estate. Yeah. But we always have like R&D, new projects, some agriculture, some media, some other small things going on. Yeah. We have the franchise for Protea Hotels for Uganda. Yeah. So we work with Marriott as a brand. That's something I'm responsible for. So we have a lot of different like entities and sectors that we work with. And I work as chief of staff in that company. Okay. So technically my job is chief of problem solving. Is what I think about.
Running after everyone.
When there's a problem, that's when they call me. Yeah. So I work between the board and the MDs of the different companies. Yeah. So I interface with all the different organizations and sectors.
Perfect. Now, most people, you know, most people like to hate on rich kids, if you can call it that. They'll look at you like, oh, everything was handed down to you. You didn't work for anything. What do you say to such people?
You know what I say to them? Look at all the rich kids in your life. Tell me how many of them are actually doing something. Show me. Yeah. Because I can see it. I understand. I have a lot of rich kid friends who don't have to work, and they don't. Yeah. I don't have to work. I choose to get up every day and do something. Yes. It's a privilege, and you get a lot of access to different things. That's what I think. Yeah. It's like starting a race with a head start. I have my access to my father's network, to his capital, to different education opportunities. but I still have to do the work.
Yeah.
I still have to show up. I still have to put in the time and the effort. And so I'm used to that. And at the beginning of my career, I used to get dismissed. Oh, that's just Bitature's daughter. That's why she's here. Like, she has no right to be in this meeting. She has no right to be in this company or have access to this information.
Yeah.
And it made me work harder because I don't want to be taken like that. I have to show that I also have value. I'm prepared. I did the reading. I know what questions to ask. I show up. I'm here. Like, I'm in the field. You know, every time I'm in the field, like, they're like, oh my gosh, you're going to go there in this outfit or in the mud or in the this? No. I'm like, I'm not a doll, guys. So I get that a lot, but you get used to it.
Yeah.
You have to keep going.
Yeah. But do you think generational wealth is important? Like, do you advocate for everyone to maybe leave something for their kids? Because when you see the culture, the Ugandan culture, you see that most parents look at their kids as retirement plans. They give birth so that the kids can take care of them. But I think this new generation is trying to get rid of that, you know. But you see, most people have that negative, generational wealth, or they should work for what they want. I started from zero. They can start from zero. What do you say about that?
I think you have to find a balance. I think generational wealth is helpful because it does give your kids a head start.
To
put them in the schools you want them to, or to be able to pay for extracurriculars, like things you want them to learn, extra habits or hobbies or skills. No athlete or musician or world famous writer was just that way because of what they learned at school. Their parents put in time, put in work, put in tutors, took them to the gym or the track or the pool or whatever. Like, you want to have that choice. And I think that's what wealth is helpful for.
Yes.
But another challenge I have with Ugandan parents is because it's not their fault. It's not their fault. Because they grew up in like war and stress and what. When they have money, they don't want their kids to suffer. So they keep giving their kids pocket money. They don't encourage them to work when they're still in campus. Or when they're, don't worry, I'll send you money. You study. You'll work after. And I feel like that's also the wrong attitude. There's so many people who now stay as a child for so long because you don't understand what it is to be independent, to have to make decisions for yourself. Let me ask my mom, let me ask my dad, let me first check with my parents. And they control so much. What you study, where you work, who you marry. You're an adult. You're an independent person. But parents also don't want to make that separation. And I think money is one of the things that ties you. If your parents are paying for everything in your life, who are you to refuse to do that course or to take that job or to live in that place that they've told you, you know? So I think it's a balance. And when there's too much money and you don't have to work, it also leads to so many other problems because you're not motivated. You don't have a purpose. You end up in drinking or in drugs or depression or going in the wrong circles or just doing stuff that you're idle every day. Because you don't need to work. So I've also seen the downside of that. And I think it's about finding a good balance, but it's really hard for parents to cut you off or to say, I'm not giving you money for this. You finished your salary, live in your means. They also feel, no, I've worked so hard. Why should my children suffer? So it's hard. But as the younger generation, I think it's our responsibility to cut that, to say, you know what, thank you, I'm going to pay for this myself, or I'm going to manage like this, or I'm going to live in this neighborhood because this is what I can afford on my salary, you know, and take that step. It makes you more independent and responsible because one day you have to look after your own kids. So it's not fair, I think, for parents to leave you completely hanging or then expect you have retired, now pay for everything for me. Because it puts you in an awkward situation. And you're also at the mercy of your kids. And I think it just keeps that tie, which is unhealthy. It's toxic. Codependency. So you'd rather all be independent, all making your own decisions, and you choose to be together and like the relationship that you have. Oh, that's nice. Thank you so much. Now, Natalie, for a viewer who wants to, you know, follow up and find you, where can they find you, your socials and whatnot? You can find me everywhere.
Just type in her name.
If you type in Dr. Taliey on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn or YouTube, I'm there. I'm still learning the Snapchat, the TikTok. I'm still a bit old, but we're getting there. But that's where you can find me. For women, you can find the Hardworking Group on Facebook.
Perfect. We'll put all the links in the description box so that you guys can find it. All right, Natalie, thank you so much. Please like this video and subscribe to our channel. Follow us on all our socials. We'll see you guys next time.